What's up, Meta Nerds? This video is all about the Narglatch species. The Narglatch is classified as non-sentient, as it couldn't use any tools, and didn't have a complex language. Your average Narglatch had a length of 6.23 meters, or about 20 feet from nose to tail, making it about 2/3 the length of an armored assault tank, and nearly twice the length of an X-34 landspeeder. From its claws to the tip of its mane, it had a height of about 3.8 meters, or 12.5 feet, making it about a porg taller than an ATRT. It was a feline reptomammal, being a warm-blooded creature that had some of the visual characteristics that were normally attributed to reptiles. The males had this mane of fleshy spikes that were actually not painful to touch, but looked intimidating enough to scare away predators, but the females of this species had this smooth, spikeless back. Its feet had wide pads that allowed it to silently stalk its prey, and when ready, it would pounce, dig its claws into its victim, and then provide the killing blow with its powerful jaws full of massive canines. If something tried to attack the Narglatch, it could whip this muscular tail with enough force to knock out most species, but this was also used to keep balance and even help it turn when going at high speeds, because this creature is said to be nearly as fast as a BARC speeder bike. Narglatch were solitary animals, only coming together during the mating season, and if courted, the pregnant female always gave birth to twins, which were one boy cub and one girl cub. They came out of the womb able to survive on their own, but would stick together with their sibling and any other cubs that they came across, hunting their way up the food chain over the next couple of years. Once they were more mature, they would go their separate ways, but the males found a pretty sneaky way to avoid working for its dinner. Instead of stalking its prey, a common practice of the male Narglatch was to instead follow the female, let her kill the animal, and then the larger and stronger male would jump out and scare her away from her dinner. Now their home world was on Ordo Plutonia, but they were seen on many different worlds once trappers came and generated a galaxy-wide demand for this impressive beast. Visitors to this frigid world watch how the Talz were able to domesticate the Narglatch by scooping them up as cubs after they left their mother, and over the years they could form a bond that allowed the Talz to saddle this massive beast and use it for transportation, hunting, and even during times of war. Many were taken to the planet Naboo, where they were released into the swamplands and left to populate naturally, so that the traders could come by once a year and gather more cubs. They were able to adapt well to their warmer climate, though some visual differences occurred over the millennia, where the male's spiky mane was reduced to these small nubs, and there were also small differences in the tendrils on their face. The Narglatch population exploded across Naboo, with their wide variety of tasty creatures, like the Kadu and the Jimvu, though the cubs had to worry about sawtooth granks and Veermoks, while even adult Narglatches knew to avoid Salakas. The cubs that were rounded up for sale made their way into shows across the galaxy, like Prigo's circus, and there were tons of wealthy people that liked to keep them as pets, despite warnings and common sense that said even though they're cute as cubs, they will grow up to be enormous monsters that can kill you and everyone at your dinner party. Several of these reckless owners lost limbs, but surprisingly, it doesn't seem like any of the Coruscant elite were killed by this enormous creature that hailed from an Outer Rim ice world. So that's it for the Narglatch, and a really cool behind the scenes fact is that this creature actually makes an appearance in The Force Awakens, or at least there was part of one, as Tasu Leech, the leader of Conja Club, has a blaster rifle that uses a Narglatch tusk for a bayonet and a Gundark bone for the handle. There was also a LAAT gunship that was used on Umbara, which featured Narglatch on its nose art, and supposedly there's a Narglatch pelt in the Trandoshan prisoner ship that was used to catch Ahsoka, but I tried looking and couldn't find it. If you can, definitely let me know in the comments down below. But that's it for the Narglatch. If you liked it, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want to check out our social media, or ways that you can help support this channel, be sure to check out the description down below. If you want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and hit the bell icon so that you get notifications. But more important than all that, remember, don't be that guy who brings a Narglatch to a party, and the Force will be with you, always.